because there's a new plot twist in the alleged narco boat strike that some people are calling a war crime. Defense Secretary Hegseth and the White House now confirmed there was a second strike, but it wasn't Pete who ordered it. Take a look.
With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated.
Admiral Bradley was the one who gave that order for a second strike.
And he was well within his authority to do so.
I think Secretary Hegseth likely gave the order. I know Admiral Bradley. He's the SOCOM commander. He came up through the ranks. He is decorated. He's experienced. I'd be very surprised if he did this on his own without direct support or a command from the secretary.
I do believe we said yesterday that this is exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah.
They were going to blame the folks who worked in that plane.
Yeah.
It's like they
because they knew
kids.
that Pete would.
Yeah.
He's going to get a pardon. So he's not going to be held.
But the blaming is like, I didn't do it, he did it. I didn't do it, he did it.
This is what they did. Look, watch this. See this? See the bus over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Under the bus.
That's the Admiral. That's the Admiral.
They threw that Admiral right under the bus.
They did throw him under the bus. I think what's so sad is when you're really a leader, you take responsibility and accountability for the wins and the losses.
Yeah.
For all the decisions that are made. That is true leadership.
The buck stops
there with the Secretary of Defense or the Secretary of War, whatever he wants to call himself.
I don't know.
And what's interesting to me is on Sunday, Trump was interviewed on Air Force One, I believe, and he said Pete told him he didn't issue the order to kill all the people on board. He said he did not order the death of those two men. That's what President Trump said. Then on Monday, a Department of Defense official says Hegseth had the target engagement authority. And then on Monday evening, you have the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, say it was the Admiral.
Yeah.
I mean, the lack of accountability from the top is despicable. It's disgusting. Everyone knows when you work in the government, there is a hierarchy. And the problem here is if a war crime was committed, everyone's responsible. Pete Hegseth is, that Admiral is, whoever pulled the trigger is. It's a horrible thing.
The most Weasley part is they're saying that it's do you notice how legal that announcement was?
Yes.
Caroline Leavitt normally runs those pretty loose, and her head's up here and everything. That whole thing is language that was specific to this moment, which means they kind of know they might be in hot water.
Yeah.
But I thought the worst part was how they blame it on the Admiral and then said, but it's fine. Why not just defend your stance? Like, why not take it and say, I made a decision? Because that Admiral is incriminated
because
now.
You have to
be agreed, but I'm just giving them a suggestion because this was a decorated Admiral.
Explain to me how this is a war crime.
It's not even a war crime because we're not in war. It may just be murder.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it could also be a war crime, though, because they're saying that there's a war on drugs, and what they are actually doing is they're using the military for a law enforcement function. When there is a drug, a drug problem going on, what you generally do is you send DEA agents and you send local law enforcement into the United States of America, into whatever town is happening. You don't start flying military planes over international waters and bombing people off the coast of Venezuela. That's not what you do.
This is not the first one. We have been saying this for weeks.
Yeah.
For weeks. You are not allowed to just go and bomb people like this.
We're not. Well, and also he's killing the worker bees, not the leader. He's pardoning the leader, not this leader, sorry, but Juan Hernandez, who he pardoned, had 45 years in the U.S. in our court system, and the prosecutor said, asked the judge to make sure Hernandez would die behind bars, citing his abuse of power, connections to violent traffickers, and the unfathomable destruction caused by cocaine. And yet that guy gets a pass because he has money and he has power. And that guy is going to be let out while these worker bees on these boats are just blown up and killed.
let's be really clear.
If they are,
we don't know who anyone on those boats are because they don't have any intel.
No. And by the way, 11 people died during that strike.
Yes.
During this recent strike, 83 people have died altogether.
Yes.
You mean to tell me they have evidence that all 83 of those people are drug traffickers?
If
that's the case, I want to see that evidence.
Well, that's the point.
We should see that evidence.
That's the point. If you have it, There should be no reason why this is happening in the dark.
Correct.
This does not, if you're gonna do this, claim it.
Yeah.
If you really think that those
That
two
was
men
within
were
your
gonna
reason.
swim
Yeah.
to one of the coasts of the United States and with their soaking wet drugs, prove it.
And not only that, Whoopi, under the Pentagon's war rules, they are not allowed to kill those
No,
men
they have to bring them-
if they
Yes.
only if they have an ability to fight back. My understanding is that those two men were swimming.
They were swimming.
They
They
were
were
hanging
trying to
on the
hang
wreckage. They
on
were
to that
hanging
boat.
on shipwreckage.
Listen, this is just scummy no matter how you look at it. There's no possible reason to do it like this when we as a nation know better. We've been doing what we've been doing for 200-300 years, however old we are. We know how to take care of things that are a confrontation to this country.
the
We
legal
don't
way.
do it like that.